AITA for telling my wife that she, not our daughter, needs therapy? TW. I'm a husband and father of 3, 7M, 5F, and 2F. My 37M wife Riley, 36F, was sexually assaulted by her uncle when she was 9 years old. She was spending the night with her cousin when her uncle came into her room and assaulted her. She told her mom the next morning, and my MIL called the police right away. Luckily, her uncle is in prison, it never happened again, and Riley's parents sent her to therapy. Riley didn't tell me about the abuse until we had been dating for about 2 years. I was heartbroken for her, but she insisted that she'd worked through the trauma and it didn't bother her anymore. Before we had kids, she didn't show any signs of being an assault victim and only brought it up a handful of times. She always describes it as something that is disturbing to think about, but at the same time, it happened so long ago that she doesn't have strong emotions towards it. Riley is now a wonderful mother and is completely devoted to our kids. She loves being a mom and is great at taking care of the kids, playing with them, and making their lives happy and exciting. The only thing that makes her short of perfect in my eyes is that she can be overprotective or our kids. She constantly tells our kids that no adult should ever touch them in certain areas, that they should come to us if they do, and that they never have to do anything they don't feel comfortable doing. She always asks our kids before she can hug and kiss them and asks other adults to do the same. I think these conversations are critical, but she warns our children so often, that I'm starting to worry we're making them scared and mistrustful of all adults. My oldest daughter is a playful, sassy, and fiery little girl. She had a lot of friends at school and is best friends with a little boy in her class. They went to the same preschool, and so they've known each other for about 2 years now. My daughter loves having play dates with him and talks about him a lot around the house. Yesterday, we got a call from our daughter's kindergarten teacher. She said that my daughter and her friend were found kissing in the play structure during recess. When we picked our daughter up, we told her that she isn't allowed to kiss her friend anymore. My wife asked if they'd kissed before, and our daughter said yes. She said they've kissed in the tunnels of the play structure and in his backyard. My wife proceeded to ask a ton of questions, including whether she's ever been touched in certain areas or if her friend or someone else is pressuring her to do things she doesn't want to do. My daughter seemed confused and said no. My wife got teary, which made my daughter sad and concerned. My daughter apologized several times for kissing her friend and seemed very remorseful. Later, I told my wife that the kissing is probably normal kid stuff. I remember doing the same thing when I was around my daughter's age because I was young and curious. My wife is worried that she learned it from an adult or older child and says that kids who are abused sometimes act out in these ways. My wife spent the evening Googling child therapists in the area and booked an appointment for tomorrow morning. She's asked our daughter several times if something is wrong and seems convinced that someone hurt her. My wife texted me several times when I was at work today saying how concerned she is and asking if I've noticed anything different about our daughter. When I got home, I told my wife that she's blowing this way out of proportion. I said that we're making a huge deal over something that is developmentally normal for kids her age. I'm worried that we may accidentally shame her and make her think she's done something wrong. I also said that we don't want to make her fearful and turn a normal childhood experience into something scary, stressful, and upsetting. Riley insists that she's rightfully concerned and at least wants her to see the psychologist. I told Riley okay, but said that I'm more concerned about her right now and think she should be the one seeing a psychologist. I said that she experienced something deeply traumatic, and I don't want her to live in fear that something similar will happen to our children. My words upset Riley and she says I'm criticizing her when she's only trying to be a good mother. I said she's a great mother, but her issues are going to start impacting our kids if she doesn't get help. I said being protective is great, but it's possible to take things too far. My wife started crying, and said she needs some time to think things through. She's been sad and distant ever since. I do think she's considering what I told her, which I appreciate. I love that she's so committed to our kids and vigilant about their safety, but I'm not sure that this is normal or healthy behavior. Maybe I'm wrong though and she's rightfully cautious. AITA?